My name is Giovanni Mosheri. Happy to have you with us. I will soon be joined by my co-hosts Lyric Sloan and Taryn Fritching. They're over on the field right now fetching our interviews that we'll have here on the post-game show. Players from the winning team. It is Northville that wins this one in a close 14-13 score, where all the drama was kicked off by a Lake Orion touchdown in the fourth quarter with about 4 minutes left. But we'll bring you to the beginning of the game here. We'll give you the full recap here before we get into all of our interviews here. We'll also have interviews with our student broadcasters that were up in the booth with Chris Renwick, them being Ryan and Megan. They'll be coming down just in a moment here on the postgame show. So we'll bring you the recap of the game here. So coming into this game via the D zone, the Northville Mustangs are the number 32 team in the state of Michigan, coming up against the number 38 ranked team in the preseason of the Lake Orion Dragons. Profiling on these teams was a high-powered offense for the Northville Mustangs, predicted to be potentially one of the best in the state of Michigan, led by senior quarterback Cooper Derkash, as well as returning running back Max Defore. They had plenty of action throughout the game here. However, the scoring was kind of hard to come by as the hard-nosed concrete blocks of the Lake Orion defense came to shine and really made this game a grinder. But we started off in the game. It was the first drive of the Northville Mustangs where they marched down the field in a combination of an aerial attack and ground attack by Cooper Derkash, as well as the accompanying ground attack from Max Defore, led them all the way to a touchdown to get an early 7-0 lead. And the Lake Orion offense had their struggles against that Northville defense. As we're welcoming in our student broadcasters to the booth here, we'll get them set up, but we'll keep going here. And from there, the game kind of took a bit of a pause, and it was 7-0 for quite a bit of time before Lake Orion would later get on the board to send us into halftime at a tie score of 7-7. And it would stay that way for much of the game until Northville was able to crack one at the goal line to make it 14-7. And later in the game, about 4 minutes left, that's when Lake Orion arose and woke up. The Dragon was awakened with a touchdown with about 4 minutes left, but the drama began with a missed point after touchdown. It was 14-13, still Northville lead, and an onside kick kept the Dragons alive. They were able to scoop it up, and from there just were not able to punch it in. Flirted with the field goal to get the win for the game, but they decided to go for the touchdown that unfortunately ended in an interception to ice the game for the Northville Mustangs as they start their season 1-0. And I'd like to welcome in our student broadcasters. We got Ryan and we got Megan here. They were up in the booth with our Chris Renwick, having a great time, I'm sure. So, Ryan, we'll start with you. How was the broadcast? How was it from your eyes?
It was great. Really exciting game tonight for sure. Definitely good on both sides of defense for sure. Very interesting game. Both teams very similar in play style. Played very tight games. No turnovers, which was a surprise. We got close here for some turnovers, but nothing major. So until that final play with that interception, which took us out of the game, unfortunately, which was an unfortunate loss.
Now, Ryan, you being a senior from Lake Orion, that one had to especially sting. Yeah. But the rush of the end of the game, that's what football's all about, that kind of end scenario. And it had your heart racing throughout there. Oh,
yeah. Heart racing up until the last few minutes, for sure.
And that's Ryan Simmons, everybody, and now Megan Brady for the Northville side. A great big smile on your face as you seem to enjoy the result of the game here. How was it from your view in the booth?
It was really exciting. I've never done something like that before, but it was really cool to have a bird's eye view of the game, especially up in the booth. And really cool to be seeing our players, get the victory. And yeah, just exciting win. We did lose to their team last year, so it was very exciting win, kind of a revenge win. So, yeah.
And then throughout the second half, that's when Northville started to experience a couple of injuries, had some time out for Cooper Derkash, but was able to come in. How do you think he's been able to kind of fight through some of that to finish the game with a victory?
I think just giving the ball to Max Defore, then we also had him passing a lot to AJ Bird in the second half. But, Cooper also had some good runs himself. And I think that, after that, after the injury, he was just able to really bounce back and help lead the team to a victory.
And now for Ryan, for you, luckily for the Lake Orion side, relatively healthy. We didn't see too many game pauses due to injury in that. So honestly, for week one, that in and of itself is a victory. But from what you saw from your Lake Orion Dragons, they stood tough against a Northville offense that has aspirations and projections of being some of the best in the state. The defense really played well to hold them to just 14 points.
Yeah, defense was very, very strong tonight. Some very, very well-rounded defense this season especially will definitely help us in upcoming games for sure. I mean, they had lots of good blocks and real good tackles for sure.
And now I want to bring it to your Hall of Fame head coach of the Michigan Football Coaches Association Hall of Famer, class of 2022, Chris Bell, your head coach. The experience that he has, how important is it for a team, especially with new senior leadership from this year's squad?
I guess veteranship is what you could call it.
Yeah.
He's been with this team for so long that he's able to read a lot of these players real easily. He knows where they should go and how they should play, and he's done a lot of experimenting this preseason here with some changes on the offense side. Putting in Anderson Adams, a junior, who wasn't our original starting QB, was definitely an interesting play, and it definitely worked out fairly well for this first game. We had some good passing plays for sure, and a lot of good running plays.
And now, Megan, I want to look towards that offense. I want to gush about it a little bit more. As it was projected, you got a senior quarterback coming in, a dual threat, and you got a monster of a running back who – my favorite story from the offseason that I read coming into this game was the 24-pound of muscle gained by Max Defore from his Powerhouse gym membership. So just for that and overall, a lot of returning players. For this season, how do you see the Northville Mustangs doing it, projecting from this game to the rest of the season?
I think that it's a really good start to the season, and, we do have a lot of seniors that are coming back. And I think that they can really together help this offense move forward, get a lot of wins, and continue us getting to the playoffs and making some good runs in the playoffs. And I think that also Max Defore, I think he was definitely a really good player tonight. We just heard he got the Player of the Game award, and I think that he definitely did a good job and a good start to the season for him.
And then I want to bring it now to the atmosphere. It's something that I particularly enjoy, seeing an atmosphere, whether it's high school or whatever level. But then when you kind of mix it in, you get the high school team in the college environment. From your perspective and up in the booth, well, first of all, could you hear anything when the band was playing? I mean, they were blaring the horns.
Yeah, we could hear a lot of them. We could also hear the student section as well. I think that, it was cool atmosphere, and that high school teams really get to play here. I know that Northville was really excited about playing here. A lot of the players, the coaches, they were really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we were surprised to see the away section packed with Mustang fans. They've traveled pretty well, as well as the Lake Orion fans. And Ryan, we'll get to you as far as the atmosphere, but your fans travel, it looks like.
Yeah. It's pretty far, but I didn't think that we would have that much people out tonight. But, I think we did have full student not full student section, but you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. A lot of people here to support, and I think that that's really great of our school to come out and come all this way to Detroit and help support our team in this win.
And now, Ryan, for the Lake Orion side, the crowd grew as the game went on. Despite a few Northville Mustang fans strutting their stuff in the crowd, it was still a great atmosphere tonight.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The electricity in our student sections for all of our games definitely provides a big morale boost for many of these players, and sometimes that adrenaline that you get from that morale is what changes the tides of a game. Having a good student base to cheer you on really pushes them to work harder and do better every single game.
And now I want to bring it to a general point here. I mean, this is just the beginning of the high school football season, and I want to bring it to a general point about high school sports and how important. I personally believe how important it is to have competitions like this, to have students participate in sports like that. So, Ryan, I'll start with you. Why are high school sports so important?
I would say it's the social aspect. You don't necessarily have to be the best player on the team, but the morale you get from players hyping you up or coaches teaching you and just improving with you overall really adds a sense of pride in a lot of these players. And you see it in almost every sport where a lot of these players are being hyped up by their student sections, their coaches, their teammates, and it just, like I said, pushes them to do better every single game. and work harder when they're not even in practices, outside of practices, in the gym especially, is a really good place for people to go and really work on themselves. And when you work on yourself, it helps everybody overall sometimes.
And now, Megan, for you, why are high school sports so important?
I think just everyone learning how to play sports, I think lots of opportunities come up. High school sports offer like a ton of different options. Sometimes you can't play some sports like for clubs, they don't have clubs. But I think like football is really important. Them like getting ready for them to play at college level if they're preparing to go to college. And I think very exciting, like for a lot of people, a lot of student athletes at our school and other schools. I think, they're just like the atmosphere, and I think, it's just very exciting for a ton of people.
And now, Megan, Brady, Ryan Simmons, thank you so much for coming out to the post-game show. Great job in the booth today.
Thank you.
And I hope you guys enjoyed the experience here on sportscaster.com in our drive to the game. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now we'll kick it to an interview we have with our Nick Lumberg talking to quarterback Cooper Derkash. And coming up, we'll have our interviews with players from the Northville Mustangs. We'll be right back here on the Drive to the Game post-game show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first edition of High School Player of the Week. My name is Nick Lumberg. I'm here with Northville's Cooper Derkash, quarterback. How are you doing, Cooper?
I'm doing good. How are you, Nick?
My first one for you is that you have received some college interest over your high school career, and I was wondering what that exactly meant to you to receive interest from these local college programs like Adrian and Alma.
Yeah, so over the summer I've been going to these camps and talking to coaches and seeing that they have interest in me and getting these offers. And it's been boosting my confidence and it's giving me a kind of a new look going into this new season, knowing that these coaches at this new level of football have trusted me and think I'm a good player. So, it has a lot of confidence, and I think it'll make me a better player going next season.
And what have you been working on this summer to kind of grow your game and stand out as a quarterback on the field?
So last season I was kind of like thrown into the mix of things, and this season I'm kind of working on being a better leader and being a more vocal on the field, which I think I can improve on. And I've been improving in that. Been starting like the weight room when we had off-season lifts and summer camp. Try to be more vocal, a better leader, and just physical attributes like working on my footwork and improving my arm mechanics as well.
And you mentioned that you were kind of thrown under the fire last season. You jumped in about a couple weeks into the starting role. What is kind of different about this year that, you're going to be starting full-time rather than kind of just, jumping in there without much expectations?
Well, different from last year, this year I know I'm the guy. I know I'm going to be the starting quarterback, so it makes me more confident knowing going into the season I'm going to be the man. So now I'm kind of just like using my tools and just going around, just act like just being more, honestly, just more confident. So.
And going into your senior season, what are your personal goals as this is your last year of high school, wrapping up your career there at Northville?
One of my biggest important personal goals I have, I want to throw for 1,000 yards as well as rush for 1,000 yards. And I also want to be all state this year. So, if I get those, it'd be pretty cool. But that's what I'm aiming for.
And when you first started playing, who exactly got you into football? Was it your family? Was it your parents, your friends, anybody like that?
Probably most of my family. Growing up, my whole family is Michigan State fans, and I'd go to the games and we'd watch it on TV. And I kind of just I thought it was really fascinating going to the stadium, and I kind of just started playing with my friends, kind of like backyard football. And I joined a little recreation flag league, and then started playing tackle. And ever since then, I've loved it, and that's how it all started.
And obviously, your senior day will be approaching this fall. Do you think that's going to be emotional for both you and your family, the people who got you into the game of football?
Yeah, definitely. Since playing with the same kids since I was maybe 6 or 7 years old, it's going to be really emotional. It's going to be hard, but it'll be fun.
And on the field, as a quarterback, you obviously run the offense and throw the ball, but you also have shown prowess as a run threat. What do you think you bring to the team this year with that sort of dual threat mentality?
I think on the defensive standpoint of things, I think it's really hard going up against a quarterback that can not only throw but also run the ball. So I think that brings a lot of tools to my toolbox, and being able to run while also throwing makes you just a better player, and I think it's harder to scheme against. So I'm really looking forward to it.
And you had a successful year last year when you started leading the team as the starting quarterback. You earned an all KLAA first team selection. How are you looking to kind of carry that successful momentum into this season?
Definitely. I mean, obviously, being a little successful on the field last year, it's going to lead momentum. And this year, gonna just honestly just only up from here, just trying to improve what I did last year and just become a better player, and just look on the little things of what I can do better to vastly improve my game. So, yeah.
And for the last 2 seasons, you guys have made the playoffs and gotten some good playoff experience. How do you think you can use that to your advantage this year as the season starts, knowing that the playoffs are your ultimate destination?
Yeah, 2 years ago I was pulled up for the playoffs, so when we beat CC and played Belleville. I mean, last year our season got cut short. I broke my wrist and going into the playoffs, or the first quarter of the playoff game. So having that experience is good going into this year, because now if we do make the playoffs, I'll have a lot of experience. I know what to expect, and give me a better performance.
Well, thank you, Cooper, for taking the time to talk with me.
Yes, sir.
And welcome back to Drive to the Game, the post-game show, as the Northville Mustangs took victory over the Lake Orion Dragons with a score of 14-13. My name is Giovanni Mosheri. Once again, I am joined by Lyric Sloan as well as Taryn Fritching, and we got a couple of lads clad in the pads. The victors tonight, the Northville Mustangs. Quarterback Cooper Derkash, number 14, and running back number 9, Max Defore. Join us here on the post-game show. Fellas, good game, and welcome on.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, this was a thrilling game here, and Lyric, I'll throw it to you, but I mean, just first of all, this is great to have players on for the post-game show. It was a great spectacle tonight, and you guys played great for setting up for a great season.
I mean, Cooper, I want to start with you. I mean, you went through some adversity in this game. First of all, you had this game tied 7-7. In the third quarter, you went down, and then you were able to come back a few plays later and run it in for a touchdown. How are you able to push through? What's going through your mind when you're able to reset as a player?
I mean, first off, on the sidelines, we have a great trainer, Cody, and I knew as soon as I went down, it was a calf cramp, and I knew I could get back up. So I went to the sideline, took some tablets and ate some mustards for some extra sodium. So, and then Cody got me right with the roller, and I knew I was going to be ready. And Grayson, he was ready to go to fill me in for the one drive, and he's a great player, and he was ready. So I knew my teammates had my back. So I mean, I knew we were going to be okay.
And do you think that sometimes when you're coming back after not playing for a whole season, do you think maybe some of those nerves come into play?
Yeah, obviously, I mean, playing at Wayne State, first couple games of the year, you're going to be a little bit nervous. But, I mean, after that first drive, the nerves kind of come off, and it's just like you're playing. It's just your natural flow. So.
And for both of you guys, last season you guys opened up against Lake Orion, right?
Yep.
And, I mean, they beat you 21-12. Do you think, what was the difference tonight that helped you guys come out on top?
I mean, honestly, it was just like the revenge preparation. I mean, we knew after we lost to Lake Orion, after we the playoffs last year, we wanted Lake Orion. So we went to the weight room every single day, worked our tails off, went on the field, even doing extra work, not even like scheduled by the team. And we knew we wanted them, and we just had grit, and we came with the win.
I mean, you guys clearly did come out with the win. And again, do you think that there's a little bit of a rivalry starting, even though it's not actually a school rivalry?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if we continue to play them, there's going to be a rivalry. I mean, we hope we continue to play them because they're a great team, they're a great test, and it's very fun.
And both of you guys won awards tonight. What is it like having your whole team and your coaches all hug you guys? Like, the energy of this game was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, our team's it's a family at this point. I mean, I love our teammates, and my award wouldn't be nothing without the linemen or any of my receivers, so I got to give it up to them. But, I mean, I'm stoked. I mean, I love my teammates.
I want to take you guys to next week. Obviously, I want you to enjoy this win tonight. But you guys play Plymouth next week, and you're not at home, I believe. Is that correct?
I think we are at home.
Yeah, we
are
are
you at home?
Yeah.
Okay. What are you going to do to prepare for that game next week?
I mean, just same thing. I mean, we're going to go to practice. I mean, first we need to rest up a little bit because we're a little bit banged up right now. But we're going to go to practice and keep on doing the same thing we do every single week and prepare and just focus on Plymouth, watch film, and we got them next up.
Okay, Max, I want to tell you, I noticed that after you were doing all of your other interviews, you went and gave respect. You didn't even have to give respect to 2 Lake Orion players that were coming across the field. How do you do that as an athlete? Is it your coaches that implement those skills? Is it your family, or is it really just yourself and your bones?
I would say it's mainly my family, because they've always raised me to be like, just always give respect to others, and especially those 2. They were both linebackers at Lake Orion. They gave it their all. I mean, I had to block them the whole game. I had to run against them the whole game, and I can sit here and say I'm beaten up, and they did a very good job.
Well, it was really good, and I really respect that.
All right, Max, one question for you. I've heard about your offseason. I've heard about the changes in effort made to improving your body. I've heard 24 pounds of muscle added on the offseason. That kind of offseason dedication and preparation, that ain't easy. Do you think it's paying off so far?
I mean, I do think it's paying off, but I still got a few things I got to work on, because, I obviously want to improve my speed, because there was many times there that I could have easily broken away, and I just got caught.
Yeah, but still a lot of the season to go so far, and we appreciate you guys joining us on the post-game show. Great win tonight, a 14-13 victory for the Northville Mustangs over the Lake Orion Dragons. It's going to be a great season for you guys. We'll be paying attention and keeping up. Good job tonight.
Thank you so much, Cooper. Thank you, Max. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice
Have a
to
good
meet you
senior
too.
season.
Thank you.
And thank everybody for joining us here on the post-game show. A little bit coming up to wrap things up here on sportscaster.com, presented by WJR. It's Drive to the Game.
The best electrical contractors, period. The National Electrical Contractors Association of Southeastern Michigan member contractors are the best in the business, providing electrical and telecommunication services throughout the region for commercial, public, industrial, and residential projects. NECA Contract 100 years. And they're proud supporters of the communities where they work and live. Put their experience and expertise to work for you. Find a NECA contractor at smcneca.org.
Friday Night Football on WJR is all about tradition, pride, and supporting our local schools. And at Window World, we believe in those same values. Whether it's windows, siding, doors, or gutters, families across Michigan trust us to deliver quality and value. And just like these athletes give it their all every week, Window World gives our best with lifetime warranties and financing options. So as you cheer on your hometown team, remember, when it's time to upgrade your home, call 800-WINDOW-WORLD, visit windowworlddetroit.com, or stop by our showroom in Commerce.
No, we have to go to. Welcome back, everybody, to the post-game show on Drive to the Game, where we just wrapped up a fantastic event to kick off the football season here at the 20th Annual Amazon Prep Kickoff Classic. Northville with a 14-13 victory over Lake Orion to start their season undefeated. Once again, my name is Giovanni Mosheri here with Lyric Sloan and Taryn Fritching. It's been a great broadcast. A special thank you to everyone that's helped put this together. We'll give them their credit in just a bit here, but final thoughts here. Lyric, you first for this game, for this event, atmosphere. Take it away.
I mean, I would say what was most interesting about this game is when we all gave our predictions in the beginning of the game. I mean, come on. I mean, first of all, the scores were not 14-13 predicted, and we all predicted it was Northville. But then during halftime, me and Taryn, I'm pretty sure, predicted it to be Lake Orion at that point. And then the quarterback, Cooper, I mean, had an amazing game, and so did the running back as well. So, I mean, it definitely was not what I thought. But first of all, the energy was amazing. I remember all of us walking in here, we said, we're not sure how many students there are going to be. Like, Lake Orion to Wayne State's kind of a long drive. Not sure how many Northville students there's going to be. Everybody came. I mean, the band, the cheer, the dance. I mean, it was crazy, but I love it. I mean, it's a great way to kick off high school football.
I am astonished with how this game went, especially because we were definitely expecting it to be much more of a high-scoring game, and that's okay that it wasn't, because that just made up for everything that we just witnessed between both teams, especially here at such an atmosphere on week one where you're still trying to get into the flow of things, new players, new plays. What are you going to do, especially not at being away from home week one is hard enough, but being at a neutral site at a college in, again, the biggest city in Michigan is crazy, and both teams did outstanding.
And it's been a great night so far. Be sure to catch us next week, Friday, September 5th, where Rochester will take on Rochester Adams in their place, and we'll be right there here on sportscaster.com in WJR. I want to give a special thank you to our WJR team for helping us put this together. Ray Templin, Dave Rieger, and Chris Renwick. Also a thank you to our sportscaster team, Mark Pastoria, Jeff Sloan, and Kristen Kujawa. And thank you to our student broadcasters that helped put all of this together. Ryan Simmons and Megan Brady, you heard them earlier as the high school students that were in the broadcast booth, as well as right next to me here, Lyric Sloan and Taryn Fritching. It's been a great night to start off the football season, but don't wait. We got plenty more. Once again, our next game will be next Friday, September 5th, Rochester at Rochester Adams, kickoff at 7 p.m. And bonus, tomorrow night we'll be at the MSU game, Friday versus Western Michigan University. That game also kicks off at 7 o'clock, so be sure to follow us on sportscaster.com. Visit the website, follow us on social media, the YouTube channel, click that subscribe button. All that you can do to support us is greatly appreciated. Sportscaster.com is the place to be for all upcoming sportscasters to get their voice out there, to post their content, their thoughts. Do they know sports? Do they know what they're talking about? This is the place to prove that you do and that you belong in this business. It's been a great ride so far. Experience it with some of our students here as well as those a little bit beyond graduation like myself. And it's been a great ride so far. So for my last thoughts here, the game, it was a great game. Second half did have a bit of a slowdown to it, but the very end of it brought great drama and great action for it. The fans got involved. Hawaiian nights in the Lake Orion student section, Jersey night in the Northville student section. It's a great night for football, and we got plenty more of it coming up. You've been listening to Drive to the Game here on WJR. Coming up next, we got Mark Levin on WJR.